baddest rapper in the history of rap itself. I remember he started making rhymes to like, I'm just a worker, you just a worker, and your boss is my man.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, now he gonna make like the crack dealer, the hot cat. Like, nah. That was when it was like, come on, man. And now hip hop, and I know what people would never understand now because of the way it's gone. At that time, the street thing wasn't really integrated in hip hop. Like, hip hop was the alternative.
Right.
And that was the time when cats started naming, you know, even me with the Do You Know What Time It Is, chilling in a jet with my man Nappy Red. Like, we started making references to the drug dealers.
Drug dealers, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like trying to make that cool. I was like, yo, man, we gotta push this in another direction. And then it was like, I'm only 18, making more to your pops. I was like, Ellis saying some crazy stuff out here, man.
Yeah.
And this young cat watching. And I was like, that's real detrimental. Now, because I'm a little older than him, I'm seeing the impact. I'm like, you can't have young cats feeling to go sell drugs, kid. Are you kidding? It's like,
that's crazy.
That ain't the way to go with it. So, I just took it and made it an artistic thing. Always respected him without question. And, there was other cats that took shots or whatever, but L he was nice with his, so I thought that would be a good battle to really have and do it. So that's really the origin of it.
Okay.
And then kind of what I was getting ready to say about Ra, to me, Rakim was the first cat that came that all of the older heads was like, okay, there's nothing to even say. This kid is nice. It was like there was other than Mel wasn't giving it up yet. But
hold up, stop. Hold up.
You're listening to Eric P. and Friends.
Hold up. I'm glad you said that. Yeah. Do you know that this fucking Melly Mel will not cop to this shit today?
Still ain't gonna do it?
Yo, I told the story when Melly Mel came up, right? I said I went to McDonald's on 125th Street. Eric B. as president is on fire in Harlem. I walk in there, I see Melly Mel, Ice-T, Africa Islam, Kaz, and there's a bunch of other people in there. So I go in there, I'm happy to be recognized by them. I go in, I said, yo, what's happening, man? It's good to meet you, Mel, this and that. A girl comes out and says, Eric, why are you even talking to them? They were just in there talking about fuck you and fuck Eric and all this other shit. Mel will not cop to that shit at all. Mel I'm glad, see what I'm saying? Check how I come back around.
That's funky, though.
Mel refuses to cop to it.
This is the bullshit, Eric.
The reason I know it was so crazy is because when they did a record on the strength, and this is when I first met Eric, because Eric didn't know I wasn't, because I guess, guilt by association. And I was always like the older cat, and even when I went on tour, the reason I wound up being cool with Ra and Kane and G-Rap and all of the next cats, I would walk to the young cats and be like, yo, I love what you're doing, I'm feeling it, blah, blah, blah. I would give them the love, and the love was like reciprocated 10 times over.
Right. And
we were in a show, because Running them had just, Running had cooled off at 87, and they put, not Down with the King, they put Who's House, Run's House.
Right.
They put Run's House out. We were in a car, and Ra had just, because I had never seen this side of Rakim, because, Rakim was a mild-mannered kind of dude. And, Mel was still not giving up any real props or whatever. I think Mel was more a Kane fan than Ra, and I was at that time a cast of, like, who's better, Rakim or Kane kind of thing or whatever. And I love both of them, but I was definitely, like, a Rakim dude. So we got in the car, and we were limo together, and Rob was like, yo, man, I can't even believe, man, I heard that Furious did this record, man. I don't want to hear R come out of their mouth. I don't want to hear R come out of their mouth. Like he was thinking that Mel was going to diss him, which he didn't. But he was thinking that, and Rob was like, man, I don't know. And Eric was like, don't sleep, Rob. Mo might be on that shit, too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he might be down with him and all that.
And I was like, nah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew Eric was wrong, too, because Eric was like, we were sitting in the limo together. He's like, Rob, don't sleep. Like, we was right there.
Yeah. But, a lot of dudes, man, do shit, man, like Biscuits and all. They do make little tapes and keeping them secret.
Right.
Oh, man, Mel. We had a great time then, Mel. You know what I'm saying? We had a great time, man, doing this, man.
Dope Jam, one of the best tours in hip-hop history, man.
I remember that.
Without question.
It's funny.
Eric B, Rakim, Dougie Fresh, Kubo D, KRS,
Ice-T opened up.
And Biz Markie.
Yeah, Bismarck.
And then we added Kane and G-Rap when we got to New York. So that was definitely one of the craziest hip-hop tours ever.
Yeah, Gutter, you was in the can, man. It's over for you.
Once again.
Yeah.
I think I was locked up for that one.
Yeah, it's over for you, man. You was in and out. You was like Kool Herc. Rap music just passed you by and all that. Hey, yo, let me ask you a question. Mo, who do you think, a lot of people talking about rap started in the Bronx. What you think about that?
Well, I think that the unfortunate part of hip-hop is we argue in mythology and legacies now, because I understand, and I always said, there's a Hollywood side to it, there's a Kool Herc side to it, but there's also, if you go out to Brooklyn and Queens where their Grandmaster Flowers and other cats is doing things, it's like music was still happening. It's just that everybody had a different slant on it. The thing that I always say is what started in the Bronx is all of that stuff came together in one space where if you had the Hollywood side of the game, you weren't really dealing with Hollywood because we were younger, first of all, and you couldn't get in. Hollywood was on some dress up, put your shoes on, you know, grown man, not even grown man, but definitely older kind of adolescent guy, you know, trying to get the ladies. And the B-boy thing was about free parties, breakdancing or whatever. And if you was at a Hollywood party, it was like, man, you was dressed too nice to be getting on the floor. It wasn't no B-boy shit going down there. So really, I think what I really say is it's the synergy. All of the energies came together when we started mixing because how do we even know what to say or say ho without even hearing what that guy said on that side? But then on the backspin, Flash bringing that into the equation. And then the break beats, you got Bam and other cats bringing that. But if you go out to Queens and Long Island, which one I was doing early, with the Disco Twins, they got crazy monster speakers. They just may not be as nice on the trick stuff with the DJ stuff, but they're still doing their DJ thing. So I think a lot of cats, you know, really underestimate how quick, especially back in the days, you know, because we didn't have the internet and all of that, so there's no way to know. But you gonna tell me there wasn't no block parties in Queens, there wasn't no block parties in Brooklyn? Everybody was doing their thing out there. It's just that they didn't have the notoriety, and they didn't have, like in the Bronx, you had pound for pound, congestion, more MCs in the equation, and that's another thing a lot of people don't talk about, the DJ versus the MC, because as the MC starts getting popular, the DJs ain't liking it.
Oh, boy.
So it's the MCs that kind of make that thing sing, and that's where the whole, well, hip-hop started in the Bronx, because the MCs, they used to just do announcements back in the day. You know, somebody got a call outside, your license plate or whatever, they tell you what's coming up next week or whatever, so the MC didn't really get off. The Bronx, when the cats started really rhyming and started pushing the rhyme and talking about themselves as opposed to just bigging up the DJ, once that started, it's like that's where everybody started following suit from that point.
Wow, the real story. You know, that's funny. A lot of people don't talk about that. When I tell people that, you know, they keep saying that Kool Herc was the godfather of rap. How was that when Kool Herc never made a record? Kool Herc was a DJ for the breakdancers.
Right.
That's what you do know.
And that's what I meant by the elements, you know, and Chris is pretty good at that. He's breaking down the 5 elements. I think if it's a cake, you can't say one element is more important than the other.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a cake takes eggs, milk, flour, water, whatever. And you're like, oh, man, the flour's more important than the water. Like, nah, kid, if you don't have it all, it ain't going to work.
Yeah, you're right.
So, you know, I guess, you know, Hollywood's a DJ, but he's a DJ and an MC. Herc is a DJ, but he's not an MC. He got my man, what's his name, Kool Rock. There was another cat, damn, I forgot his name too. But anyway, you know, he got MCs or whatever. So once the style of the breakbeat stuff starts taking over and we start leading away from, and I hate when cats say Hollywood's a disco DJ, because there ain't no disco until 75.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Hollywood is doing it in 71. It's like, man, you playing whatever's going to get the crowd up as a DJ. And you know that. Just from a DJ, you trying to rock the party. You don't care what it is. So once the MC comes into the equation, with I guess the argument, and even they even saying who's before, it wasn't Herc or Bam, who's first or whatever. The thing that happens is Herc is the guy that the younger cats that were coming up were really following, and he was throwing the parties that everybody was going to. So he's the first one that's having the name where people are going to check him out and check their people out based on that time. But that doesn't mean that the other stuff wasn't still happening.
All right. Well, Mo, hold on one second. We're going to pay this bill real quick. We'll be right back with Kool Mo D, Eric B, and friends. The Gutter Man's in the house.
You do know that.
Kool Radio. Don't touch that dial.
Chris Brown, man. Keep it pivoting in here. You for real. Check it out. This is Wing Corner Show. You know what it is.
All hip hop radio.
It's the y'all.
Uncensored hip hop.
Powered by allhiphop.com.